When did you have a shift in the challenge that changed everything you knew about your cycle?
When did I have a shift? I think it's hard to remember exactly when it was, but I do know that because I have experience in self-awareness from I think the first week, things became very, yeah, I think that not a few days, first few days, but after maybe a week or 10 days into the challenge, I started to realize the how important it's going to be for me sorry, how important it was going to be to me to be aware of where am I in my cycle.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Why?
I was really getting awareness that I knew I have a lot of mood change through the months, but I never thought it would be so deeply related to where I am in my cycle. All I could think about is like when I'm in PMS, I'm angry, and that's what about it before this challenge. But after a week, 10 days into the challenge, I realized it was like more complex than just the PMS. Actually, I was going through different phase of energy shifting and emotion shifting through the month. It was related to what my body was going through.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember I was telling you that my body is trying to communicate with me. And before that, I wasn't listening, that I was feeling pain. When I started listening to the body from a very early age moment in the months, and it came to realize that the body is talking to us through like all the time, and it's telling us what is going on in the uterus, what is going on with on a biological level. And it was very like eye-opening for me. When I'm in my ovulation period, I never realized I'm so like, I want to dress up and attract people. But it makes sense actually. We're just answering like a biological need for reproduction.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, because we are more intelligent species, it goes beyond reproduction. So how can I use this energy and put this energy into something more productive at work on a personal level?
Mm-hmm.
So actually, it's just we go through different phases in the months, and we have different state of energy, and we have to use this energy to do different things. And now I know that I can, just like you say, I can plan my months in a more productive way, because I know that, and when I'm ovulating, I will be more effective when it comes to communicating with people and attracting maybe new clients.
Yeah.
Hopefully. But when I'm in which one is it? A new moon. This is the phase when I need to hide and really relax and have less energy. So there's different tasks I need to do during this time.
Yeah. Cool. And what was the most surprising thing that you learned about yourself during the challenge?
The most surprising things, well, I learned about myself is just like I said, I guess it's the body communicates all the time. There's no rest, even when you're dreaming and when you're sleeping. Like now I have issues sleeping. I know my body is trying to tell me something. Something's going on. I think it's related to the pain I feel for working too hard. But the body is talking to us all the time. It's just all about how much do you listen to it. And the more you listen, the more it becomes like an ally, which would make sense because it's our body. It's like a temple. It's ours. We are the goddess of the temple of their own body. So if you don't listen to yourself, at some point the body is going to be sick because trying to communicate and you're not listening. So by getting sick, it means you went beyond, there's no more communication. There's no more communication. The body is like sending like a warning, like you went too far. Now it's time to listen to me. So what I learned a lot is by being at least taking a few minutes a day or more, listening to your body, you synchronize with what is happening on a biological level, and you limit the disease. Like I can see people around me getting sick, like getting a cold or suffering from periods, or I don't know what's happening. Everyone is sick. I'm like, I'm not sick. How are you not sick? Everyone is sick. Like, I'm listening to my body. I'm taking care of myself. But not only by the way I eat, but by the way I talk to my body. You know, and I feel like it's getting better and better. And I have more energy, and I'm feeling much better when other people are still struggling to be healthy.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's awesome. Yeah, keep going, keep going, keep listening. And when you started this challenge, you had a why for doing it, and I think you really wanted to like see your emotions. And do you think you fulfilled that why for doing this challenge?
I think I went further than that why. I thought it was all about emotions. And I did reach this goal, and I went beyond that. I really reconnected with myself, and I'm paying more and more attention to all this, what is happening. Not only all I wanted to, when I started, all I wanted to think is, what are the emotions I'm going through, but the negative emotions. I didn't pay attention to the positive emotions. So now not only I try to listen to my body on everything it has to say, but I also pay attention to all this positive emotion. When my body is thanking me for doing something good, I'm here to listen. Before I was like, what is the point of listening to that? Because of course my body should be grateful I'm taking care of it. No, it's not that. You cannot take it for granted. You have to thank your body for being grateful. You know, it's like makes sense. You have to. I practice more and more gratefulness. Grateful, is that a word? Gratefulness.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially in the evening when I go to bed, I'm trying to be grateful for everything that happens in life, including being healthy and being good in my body. And I notice when I do that, I fall asleep easier than when I don't do that. So by being grateful about all the positive things that happens around me and inside of me, helps me a lot with calming down and going into a state of relaxation and safety, emotional safety and physical safety also.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I went beyond what I want to, much further than just emotions. It's like really gratefulness every day about what's happening.
Yeah, that's amazing. And if you had to mentor a 17-year-old girl and just describe or tell her about our menstrual cycle, what would you tell her now?
I would say that menstrual cycle is not about bleeding once a month. It's every day. It's something happening in your body every day. And you don't have to think as period as something that is gross or an inconvenience. It's something that is part of you. It's one phase among 4 different phases in your body. It makes you, I would say it makes you a woman. It makes you a woman, maybe one day a mother, but it's part of your body that should not be neglected. It's part of your body that makes you who you are as a whole person. And you have to go to look beyond the blood and think of that as like one part of the bigger picture, which would be like the four phases of the cycle, and you have to take it into consideration when you are having your periods. You know you are vulnerable, so think about what you can do for yourself. Don't try to think about what others may think about you, and put yourself first. And at this moment, you are the most vulnerable. But also think that try to plan your life around that, but also include different moments of the months and see what is happening. And don't hate your body, and don't try to blame your body for feeling pain, but try to understand that what you're going through is not something easy, but it's necessary and it's natural, and you shouldn't be ashamed of that, and you have to work with it. And the more you work with that, the easier it's going to be for you going through this moment.
Wow, what wonderful advice. You know, what an amazing journey you've gone through to be able to give that now to a 17-year-old, or you know, just in that type of scenario. That is amazing. Yeah. And do you feel closer to your feminine intuition now?
I feel closer to my feminine intuition, and to be honest, I have to say that it's the first time in 36 years I feel even closer to my mom. And she can feel it, because before she would not send me a message. She would wait for me to send her a message, and now she's like, so for the past week she has been texting me the first every day, and even starting sending me pictures, which she never done before. But I feel like I'm getting even closer to my mom. And by showing her vulnerability and trust, which I never done before. So I really were connected with my mom, which is like, I think that's the biggest win of everything. Especially as she's may not live for very long because she's sick and my dad is sick too, but I'm really reconnected to my parents too. It's the best moment in our relationship in the whole life. I wish I had that from the beginning.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That is so amazing. Thank you for sharing that. Wow.
Well, thank you for introducing me.
Yeah. And I've got one extra question. I'm sorry.
No.
I just want to ask you this one. How would you define your in your own opinion? How would you define femininity for yourself, for you?
Femininity, for me.
What does it mean to you?
The first thing that comes to mind is not paying attention to what other has to say about the way you look. Femininity is like something very personal, and everyone has a different definition, and we have different ways of expressing it. And no matter, I think, not taking care of, not paying attention to what other people say about the way you look or the way you dress, it will be the first step into femininity. And femininity is about being confident with yourself. Yeah, that's the core of femininity for me. Being confident with yourself, no matter how you look, how you dress, and how you behave. As long as you like the way you are, it doesn't really matter. The rest doesn't really matter. For me, femininity would be like short hair and makeup, and maybe in 6 months would be longer hair and less makeup. It's all about, what do I like? When I look at myself, what do I like at the moment? How do I feel like it? It doesn't fit into a label or a box. It's all about, what do you like when you look at yourself in the mirror? Do you like short hair, longer makeup, no makeup? Do you like a curvy, thin? It's all about the way you look at yourself.
Okay, cool. Excellent. And is there any final thoughts or feelings that you want to share about the challenge, your overall experience, that you haven't already shared? Because I know
as a teacher and as a coach, I would say that that's something that should be taught at school, not only to women but also to men, in a way to respect women, because when women go through different phases of the month, they have different emotions, and men should be aware of that and should be more respectful of their partner or friends when they go through different cycles. So by teaching at school, not only to respect that, but to support people, support each other, that'll be a big win for our society. I know we are far from that, but I hope one day that could be, we can implement that in education. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but at the moment, what we could do is spread the challenge and ask women to do the challenge, as many women as possible. Go through the challenge, see what's going on, and what you can get from that. And after, maybe these women will teach their daughters or sons what's happening. This is how you spread it, education.
Yeah, for sure. And do you think with the women that you work with in your emotional intelligence, your clients that you coach, that they would be interested in doing this type of challenge?
I think they would definitely be interested, especially, women will be interested, especially if those who notice, already aware that during their periods they have low energy and have like conflicted emotions. That could something I could implement in my practice. Helping. I wanted to work with women only because I wanted to work in women empowerment, but I know it won't be 100% possible because of my full-time job. It's something I can do after work. And well, in emotional intelligence, in the model I use, we have emotional reasoning, we have self-awareness, awareness of others, and that positivity. There are things, competencies that really fits into gaining awareness of where you're in your cycle. The way you show up and the way you feel, the way you're aware of your emotion, the way you're positive or not positive, really fits in where you're in your cycle.
This is the Alexa, Where is My Period 28-day challenge.